Hello, everyone. Welcome to the NewsBrowse News broadcast. NHK reports that the United States and Iran have agreed to a 2-week ceasefire aimed at resolving their ongoing conflict. The White House announced that a U.S. delegation, led by Vice President J.D. Vance and including Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, will travel to Pakistan this weekend for the first round of in-person talks. However, significant questions persist regarding the durability of this fragile truce and the guaranteed reopening of the vital Strait of Hormuz. While Vice President Vance indicated Iran's agreement to keep the strait open if U.S. attacks halt, he noted divisions within Tehran's leadership and warned against Iranian deception. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth stated that American forces would remain in the region to ensure Iranian compliance and are prepared to resume operations if necessary. Adding to the uncertainty, the Wall Street Journal reported that Iranian authorities, specifically units under the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, are still demanding permission for passage through the strait, threatening unauthorized vessels. Furthermore, Iran's Fars news agency claimed oil tanker movement was halted due to Israeli attacks on Lebanon, a report the White House swiftly dismissed as false and completely unacceptable. Gigi Press reports that North Korea's Academy of National Defense Science and Missile General Bureau conducted several weapon system experiments from April 6 to 8. North Korea's Korean Central News Agency, KCNA, stated that these tests verified the power of a dispersal-type warhead intended for its KN-23 short-range ballistic missile. This is believed to refer to a cluster munition, which disperses numerous submunitions over a wide area from a large bomb body. Pyongyang claimed the tests confirmed the ability to scorch the earth of a target area measuring 6.5 to 7 hectares. While cluster munitions are deemed inhumane and banned under the Oslo Convention, North Korea is not a signatory to this treaty. According to Yahoo News, a Middle Eastern satellite TV station, Al Jazeera correspondent, was killed on April 8 in the Gaza Strip by an Israeli drone attack targeting their vehicle. Media networks and health authorities in the Palestinian territory reported the incident on April 9. An Israeli military spokesperson accused the Al Jazeera correspondent of being a member of the Islamic militant group Hamas, which effectively controls the Gaza Strip. The spokesperson recirculated a 2-year-old X, formerly Twitter, post that described the journalist as a key commander in the militant group's anti-tank missile unit. Israel has been targeting journalists throughout the Gaza Strip since the war with Hamas began in October 2023. The Committee to Protect Journalists, CPJ, estimates that more than 200 Palestinian journalists and media workers have been killed in Gaza since the war's onset in 2023, including Mariam Daga, a visual journalist who worked for AP and other news organizations. She died in August 2025 when an Israeli airstrike directly hit Nasser Hospital. According to China.org.cn, the World Bank announced a downward revision of its 2026 economic growth projection for sub-Saharan Africa. The forecast has been cut by 0.3 percentage points from the October 2025 estimate, primarily citing escalating geopolitical risks. The latest Africa economic update indicates that the region's economic recovery, following a decade of global shocks, is showing signs of stalling, although growth is holding steady at 4.1%. Similar to 2025, the region faces significant headwinds. Rising costs for essential goods like food, fuel, and fertilizer, combined with tighter global financial conditions, are poised to trigger a spike in inflation. This situation is expected to disproportionately affect the most vulnerable households. The World Bank projects inflation to climb to 4.8% in 2026, largely influenced by the conflict in the Middle East. Additionally, declining external financing, particularly reduced development assistance, is adding further pressure on low-income countries in the region. A federal appeals court in Washington ruled on April 8th that the Department of War may designate artificial intelligence company Anthropic as a supply chain risk, overriding a previous temporary halt by a federal district court in California. According to NTD News, this decision stems from Anthropic's refusal to modify user policies for its AI product, Claude, which include safety guardrails preventing its use for mass surveillance and fully autonomous weapons. The Pentagon, which denies intending such uses, considers these policies a risk to military systems, leading to a federal boycott that blacklists Anthropic from government contracts. The Trump administration previously accused Anthropic of attempting to dictate military policy. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche praised the appeals court's ruling, calling it a resounding victory for military readiness and emphasizing the military's need for full access to Anthropic's models if integrated into sensitive systems. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.